Hello. Oh, okay. Good morning, everyone. We're going to get started here in just a couple minutes. Can everybody hear me? Perfect. All right. Well, good morning. Thank you so much for being here. I feel like I see some new faces, so welcome. So Carol asked me to just give a couple announcements on her behalf since she can't be here right now. So just bear with me for a couple minutes and then we'll get started. So this is the third session that we've had for digital literacy. So our team here who brought it to you are the UT Health Caring for the Caregiver program, but the session will be taught by our collaborators at Older Adults Technology Services. So we're going to have Dr. Dora Dor, who's right over here. She's going to be the instructor for today. She's great. You're going to love her. But there's several of us staff roaming around, so if you have a question, have any issues, need additional demonstration or anything like that, just let us know. And then Carol did want me to let y'all know that we're going to have a bit of a summer break with our programming, so we won't be here in July and August, and we're going to start back up in September. But if you do have any questions, caregiving questions, please feel free to reach out to Carol, Mary Walker, and then Miss Abby as well, who is back there. So the next session will be September 16th. So we'll be bringing our more typical programming with more caregiver-focused education, but this is a special session that's focused on digital technology. And then other than that, we'll go ahead and get started. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Again, we'll be in the back. If you have any questions, please just let us know. And we'll have the microphone as well, so feel free to just raise your hand, interrupt whenever, so that we can make sure that we get you the best information. All right, thank you.
All right. Can everybody hear me? Okay. Hello, I'm Brenda. I'm a technology trainer. I have a tendency of walking away from the. Let me do this. How about that? Yeah, that's better. I feel like I'm tied to that. My name is Brenda. I'm a technology trainer with Senior Planet Oats. I've been with them for about 3 years now. What we do is we teach digital technology and competency classes in workshops for our older adults within the San Antonio Bexar County community. So today's class is going to focus on digital vaults. What I will do, we'll talk a little bit about what digital vaults are, how they're being used right now, and eventually I'll demo a couple of the sites to give you guys kind of like an idea of what it looks like. If you have your own device, that is great. You could get to these websites on your own device. And some of those, the websites that I am going to be demoing, you should have a handout that has a list of a few. Please let me know if you do not have a handout. I have one person without a handout. Okay. So the handout will give you a quick overview of everything that we're going to discuss, but it will also have the titles and the names of the websites that I'm going to go and utilize, okay? All right, so we'll get started. As we start talking a little bit about digital vaults, it is going to be important to also know about cloud storage and ultimately what it means. Give you some of the differences between cloud storage and a digital vault. We'll take an inside look at a digital vault and then some things to consider if you're planning on utilizing a digital vault, okay? So before I get started, does anybody have any questions or unfamiliarity with cloud storage? Pretty much all of us? Don't use it, can't use it, don't want to use it. It's not safe, right? Just haven't used it, don't want to use it. Cloud storage, okay? Majority of cloud storage is where all of your digital files get stored, okay? That's all it is. It's someplace where all of your digital files get stored on a server. It's not on the dark web. It's not on the dark web. If you're playing in the dark web, I don't know. That's a whole nother class. But so your cloud storage is a server. We all have servers in some way, shape, or form. Whether your server is your device, your device can be connected to an external server. Just think about all of our devices. They're all little mini computers, right? And these mini computers talk to each other in order to get or reproduce our files. So it's saved on the internet. Only you log into your device, but anything that is not stored on your device for cloud storage, it goes to your server, okay, or a server. The way to access these files, you would need your login credentials, usually a username and a password. Now, a lot of companies are using multi-factor authentication, which means that they usually send you a code or a temporary password to an email or via text. Okay. So what's good about cloud storage is that in the event that you lose your device gets corrupt, something happens where your file is, you have that backup file, or that file backed up into a server that's on the internet. Okay. Cloud storage is great, especially if you are moving through a lot of different locations, or if you're using multiple devices. Some people start working like on their tablet, and then they move on over to their laptop, continue on their cell phone at the end of the night. Kind of works like that. But if you have a file that's in the cloud, for example, you can work on that file across all of the devices. Okay. Very good if you're that person, or if you are collaborating on a project and you want to work with other people, share any kind of advances on the project that you've done. Cloud storage is great. Now, one thing with cloud storage, it doesn't have encryption. Okay, cloud storage does not have encryption, so it's good for saving and storing a lot of files, a lot of media files. Those are the ones that are the bigger ones, usually videos, but it's not encrypted, meaning that in the event that a server gets hacked, they can that server or whatever files you have can be read. Okay. Now, so let's move on to our digital vaults. Our digital vaults, think about them like an online safety deposit box. We want to save our save all of our files that are most important to us, right? Our birth certificates, probably our social security cards, probably our wills, estate plans, anything like that. That doesn't require constant editing or constant updates. That's where we want to put our files in our digital vault, because what the digital vault provides is extra security for those files, because they're very sensitive, right? They have sensitive information on it, and we only want to share that with those that we entrust the most, however you have it set out already. And digital vaults have end-to-end encryption. So in the event that a server gets hacked, what will happen or what will not happen is the files that a potential hacker gets will not be able to be read. Okay, so everything will be jumbled up and mixed up. So there is additional layer of security and privacy for your files. Another good thing about digital vaults, when there is an emergency, let's say there's a natural disaster that happens, and they do tend to happen a lot, right? So depending on where we're at, if there's a natural disaster, our device gets either broken, messed up, it doesn't work anymore. The digital vault allows you to go and obtain your files without having to look for it or have it lost, especially if it's like a paper copy. I know we want to keep paper copies, and that's good, but or your digital vault is like keeping your paper copies extra safe. Okay? Any questions so far between our cloud storage and digital vaults? Pretty good. All right. Yes. Yes, ma'am.
So anything in a digital vault cannot be edited. So it goes in and it is what it is.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. If you need to change it, do you pull it out, edit it, and then put it back in?
So the question was if you need to make a change to a document or a file, would you pull it out, edit it, and back in? In essence, yes. So let's say it's a will. We update our will. What you'll do is just upload the current one, and then the old one will come off. Okay? Good question. Anybody else? Yes. Yes, sir.
If you store a certified letter or something like a birth certificate that has a stamp on it or a notary, if you pull it out of the vault, is it still considered a original?
So if you upload an original document,
Yeah, if you pull it out later because this one got destroyed, is the copy that was in the vault considered an original?
yes, it would be considered an original. But for, let's say it's an estate document. In the state of Texas, you do need another, the other file with the actual notarized stamp. So one problem is, we were going to get to that later, but we'll talk about it right now. Depending on your state's laws, some states are okay with files directly from digital vaults. Other states, you would have to print it, get it re-notarized, and then it'll be a valid document. Yes, ma'am. So Texas, at least for estate plans and wills, you do need a hard copy. You do need a hard copy.
So you would pull it out and take it and have it notarized?
Yes, so it would be a hard copy that needs to be notarized. State of Texas. Good questions, good questions. Okay, some things that you can store in your digital vault. Great, digital vault is good to centralize all of your most important documents and files, okay? Nobody wants to be looking for these at the time that you need them. You want to have them already prepared. So what a digital vault will help you do is keep all those documents ready. So in the event that the emergencies or the catastrophes happen, those files will already be there. And a family member or a designated representative doesn't have to go around and look for these files. So things like your estate plans, things like your financial statements, your retirement accounts, any advance directives for healthcare, your identification, i.e. like birth certificates, things like that. Any insurance policies. Can anybody think of any other important, crucial documents that can go in a digital vault? Titles and deeds, yeah. What else can go in there? Yes, ma'am. Our DD 214s for us retired military, because they will always ask for that document over and over and over and over again. It seems like I know you guys have it because I've given you 20 copies. But it's okay. It's okay. They really like those paper copies. So things like that. Things like that you can definitely put in your digital vault. Very, very important. Okay?
Can those be sent electronically to people who
So the question is, can they be sent electronically to people if it is required? Yes, yes, that you can share those documents, or you can share your entire vault with a designated individual.
But not a particular entity that would
Yes,
be requiring that?
yes. So let's say you have a digital vault. You designated me to distribute documents at will. And a company comes to me like, hey, I need document X for person Y. I'm like, okay. So I could just go in there, get the document, and send it to them, depending on how they need it. If they need it in print, if I'm the designated representative, I could print it out, or I could send it directly. Yep. Good question. Yes, sir.
Have a membership with the Army and Air Force Mutual Aid Association, and I have all my documents like that stored with them. So my heirs, all they have to do is go there and they'll pull out all those documents. But to have somebody else looking at them,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? I'm thinking maybe I ought to do something like this as well.
Yes. So what happens with digital vaults, another thing I want to let you know, versus cloud storage, okay? So cloud storage, whoever the company that you're storing your documents with, they can see those documents, okay? So like, let's say I have cloud storage with Google. Those documents are accessible by Google because they're not encrypted. So if they need to go in and get a document, they could just go ahead and grab the document. Now with the digital vault, all of those documents are only available to that individual or that representative. So if I need if I'm, company X that manages your digital vaults, I would not be able to see what documents you have in there. I just know that you have a digital vault, that's your name, but I can't access it because it's zero knowledge encryption. Okay, so that's the biggest difference between your cloud storage and a digital vault. Okay? Yes, sir.
If somebody loses their password and to get into their digital vault, can they recover that?
In short, yes. So if somebody loses their password or their credentials to access their digital vault, I wouldn't recommend it because you are going to have to go through some loops and some hoops and a lot of that. But yes, that person can recover their credentials for their digital vault. Good question. But please don't do it. It's kind of like losing your password for your Apple ID. Has anybody ever done that? Oh my gosh. It is a hassle. It is a hassle. So kind of think about it like that. Like if you were to lose your password to your Apple ID and having to deal with Apple to try to recover it. Okay. All right. Okay. So with your digital vault, all of those files, everything you upload belongs to you. Difference from other files that we share. I know, has anybody ever shared a photo on Facebook? No? Yes? We've all shared a couple photos on Facebook. Guess what? Those files belong to Facebook. Anything we share on their platforms belongs to that platform. Okay? Digital vaults, those files belong to us, so nobody else can access it. Okay? So, if that is important to you, just keep that in mind. All of those documents belong to you and whoever you designate as a representative, and that's it. Versus if you share it in the cloud, it belongs to whoever is your cloud storage manager, whether it be Google, whether it be iCloud. There are so many. I'm just giving you a couple of examples. So That's a big difference. So the files will belong to you that can't be accessed by those other companies. Once you have your files in there, they cannot be edited, but you can upload updated or revised files to take the place of the file that you have in there. Okay. Additionally, you can download these files to a local drive. It's kind of like a triple security, or you have your file in your digital vault, you have a file on your local server, and you have a printed copy. So you can do with you whatever is easiest, but you always have that digital file there saved at the top. Okay, so I'm going to give you, here's a quick little table of, depending on what your use is, okay? So if you have documents that you work with, you're working on a project, something that doesn't have sensitive information on it, put those files in cloud storage. Items with sensitive information, dates of birth, social security, banking statements, medical information, you want digital vault. If you want to have documents that you can share back and forth continuously, cloud storage is probably the better option. But if you already have the files that are set, you don't need to share it with each and every person. It's not something that is going to be going back and forth. A digital vault might be a little bit better. With cloud storage, whoever is the provider or storing your documents, that provider will have access to those documents, can get access to those documents. With the digital vault, zero encryption, end-to-end encryption, zero knowledge encryption, which means end-to-end encryption. That provider cannot access those documents. And multi-factor authentication, usually you'll get it for both, where multi-factor authentication, where you'll have a username, you'll have a password, and then a verification code that gets sent to an individual. All of digital vaults, for digital vaults, it's HIPAA compliant. So their privacy and security measures are one step higher than a cloud storage provider. Okay? Questions on that?
So, yeah,
Yes.
how do you designate a user?
Who's the person you love most?
So,
That was going to be my next question.
So, in the vault, there is a process to designate a person that you want to use.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes. Usually they'll give you like one designated person, maybe two, but it's not going to be multiple people accessing that vault. Okay. And then it was, who do you trust the most? Yeah. Who you love, who you trust the most. Okay. It might not be the same person.
No, I'm a neophyte. Can you just, what is 2FA and MFA?
Is that me? Yep. So 2FA and MFA. So two-factor authentication, MFA, multi-factor authentication. They're the same thing. They're the same thing. So multi-factor authentications work like you have to have a username, you have to have a password, and once you get those two correct, you will either get an email or a text or a call with an authentication code, so that the server on the other side authenticates that you are the actual individual to access that account. Before, it used to be just username and password. If you lose it, whatever. You could always reset it, but now you have multi-factor or two-factor authentication. So it's one additional layer of security. All right, here's some an example of starting on a digital vault. This one right here is from Everplans. So when you get ready to start a digital vault, usually they'll incorporate like a little wizard to check what type of storage that you need. So you'll create the account first, and then you'll select what kind of products or services you need from the digital vault. And then you will upload those documents, and then set up all of your settings and preferences for how you manage your files. That's where you would input who the designated person is that can access it. And usually what happens from that point, they'll create their own access, username, password, and they'll get multi-factor authentication. So it's not like they'll go in with your account. They'll have an account for that digital vault so that they can access it. All right, so here are some digital vaults that are the most popular based on our table here. I'm going to demo Good Trust, but there are plenty more. There are plenty more from here. So Good Trust is a paid service. They provide step-by-step guides. And you could also leave some digital mementos, meaning you can leave a video for loved ones as well. So the server or the amount of storage in your digital vault is a little bit bigger, enough for you to leave multiple mementos, video files. And you have Everplan, free to use up to 10 items. So you can upload 10 items with Everplan, and that is a free service. For Presidio, you can use, if you do have an AARP membership, you can use an AARP discount, and they have a mobile app available. If you're like some of those people that like to utilize their phone and utilize apps a lot, this is probably a good option. And then you have Trustworthy. Trustworthy, you can upload up to 12 items. You can upload the items through the mobile app, and you can use what is called a browser extension. I'll leave that up a little bit so folks can take a couple photos. Yes, ma'am.
Do banks, credit unions set these up?
The question was if banks or credit unions set these up. No, these are independent from banks and credit unions.
Okay, so they don't do it at all?
No, ma'am. Now, if your bank does have an option like that, that'll be cool. I don't know yet. You could ask. We could ask if they have digital vaults through your bank and credit union. Like I said, these are just some of the popular ones. But yes, definitely check whatever bank or servicing agency you already have and see if they have a digital vault option. Okay, and maybe it's already included with the services that you already use. But nobody really talks about digital vault, so they're like, whatever. But there might be, that service might already be there, already built into your account. Yes, sir.
The four that you've listed here, are these, I'm assuming they're websites. Are there apps that do the same thing, that you could load an app and go through a digital vault with an app? Or they're just websites?
Yes, so Presidio has an app and Trustworthy has an app. The one that I'm going to demonstrate, because I don't have I have a phone, but I can't display the phone. I'm going to demonstrate Good Trust on the web browser.
What's the fee for this?
Oh, we're going to go through that on each, so each one is going to be a little bit different, okay? But for now, Everplan and Trustworthy, you can start for free. And then you get into monthly or annual subscription.
I'm just going to ask what actually is the website on each one? Is it a .com, something else, or whatever?
They're .coms, and I'll pull up each one of them, sir. All right, so I know it's a little bit small, but this is kind of like a dashboard. This is what a dashboard would look like for Trustworthy. So if you look, there's a menu on the left-hand side. You have areas for your family ID. You have an area for your financial documents, your property documents, your passwords, your insurance, your taxes, legal documents, business documents, any other family resources, and contact information. And it'll get it all organized in there for you. So whenever you, like, let's say you need to take a quick look at your property documents, just click on that area and your documents will show up. All right, and here's a dashboard for Good Trust. Good Trust provides a digital vault, a will and estate plan, and the option to have a digital executor. Okay. All right, some things to consider as you are digitizing some of your documents, whether it's cloud, you're going to go with cloud storage or a digital vault. The documents that you want to secure, how much security do you want for them? Something to consider. Another thing, do you want your documents to be accessible to the provider where you're storing your documents? Or do you just want it to be locked and just for one or two individuals to be able to access? As you are looking for a potential digital vault vendor, please make sure that the security practices, they're using the best encryption possible. Right now, that gold standard is AES 256. When you look at each one of them, there's an area for security. And they list their privacy and security measures and what type of encryption they are using. Okay, so look for AES 256. If it says something like bank level, military level, government, that's just marketing. Okay, what we want to make sure is that the encryption at a minimum is AES 256. Okay, all the other words are just fluff. And some people like fluffy. It's okay. It's okay. All right. And then some of them provide you like a guide. Like I said, as you start, once you start an account, ask you a few questions, and it kind of guides you to give you the best recommendation for what type of vault you'll need. Or if it's something that you could just store in a cloud. If it's a document you could just store in a cloud. All right. Yes, ma'am.
Well, you said there's a limit of 10 or maybe 12 items, but does that include a limit on the number of pages?
So the way I read items is if it is a deed for the house and that deed has 20 pages, that's just one item. Because usually those documents come like pretty thick, right? At least 10, 20 pages. So it is by item type. Yes, sir.
So another example might be you had in the list identifications. So you could put all your various types of identification.
So you could put all your IDs. Let's go check that one. That one I'm not sure. Okay, because an ID is one item, not like.
The list of IDs would be one. one item, otherwise you're gonna use it up pretty quickly.
You would, and that's correct.
And the other thing I noted in all the things that you should put in here, one of them would be a password list.
Your password list, yes. I
And
think.
And it's not active like a password box on your server.
Oh, here's your password list. But you also have, for those that use their password app on their mobile devices, if you use passwords on your Apple devices, or if you use Password Manager on your Android device, I don't know, depending on which one, you can designate one person, one person to be able to access that application. Okay, it's part of the legacy that in the event that either you lose your device or something like that, you can give that access to somebody else so you can recuperate it. That's the intent of those apps. So you can include that information under areas with your passwords, because we have so many passwords, right? We can't list them all. But access to your passwords might be something that you can put in here. Because way too many passwords to list. Way too many. All right, I'm going to go ahead and demonstrate. So I'm going to put the microphone down a little bit. I'll try to raise my voice. But I'll be on the computer and I'll take you through a quick demo on one of these digital vaults. Video's good. Got it? Oh yeah, I got it. There we go. I'm gonna work the computer with one hand. I'll try it. Okay, so security-wise, we're doing good. So let's see how Presidio works. Okay, so with Presidio, free to create the account. You'll get some guided prompts to help you organize the documents. And then from there, you can share specific information. Maybe you just want to share one document with an executor and another document with a beneficiary. So you can split up how you share your documents to advisors, and then make those quick changes if you ever have a update, something that you need to fix or modify. You can update and upload documents without any issues there. Things that you would put inside of a vault, things like your birth certificates, deeds, titles, trusted contacts, any emergency details. So anything you share, like with Presidio, you can share it for free. And you can designate a co-owner on an account.
Those are all people that can look at your Presidio account right there, all those people.
Yeah, so in this quick example, it shows that Carol just has access to, I think, Social Security. Yep. So you.
It's not just one or two people, but you can designate a lot of people, different parts of
Yes.
Oh.
So the question was, can you designate multiple or different people to your account? And with Presidio, it looks like yes, you can. They have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different people. Presidio has a mobile app. With the mobile app, it continues on with the zero knowledge encryption. From there, you can scan documents directly from your mobile app and get it uploaded. You could take photos of all of your valuables as well, any documents or any stories that you need to preserve, and then any existing files. So I think that makes it a lot easier to use for many people. People usually have their smartphone with them, usually have their laptops and computers somewhere at home. So if you're more of a mobile person, this is a good option. We got their security. All right. So it gives you a little bit of a comparison of what Presidio provides. All right, now I'm going to go over to trustworthy. First thing I'm going to check their security, see their security compliance. I see they're using the 256 encryption. Go back to the beginning. Also has a mobile app. Now with this one right here, based on the description on this mobile app, what it'll allow you to do is link your financial institution with the digital vault, so it has that information readily available. Again, you can also share with any family member, trusted person, or advisor. Now I'm going to move to another one that is called Ironclad Family, another digital vault. This one has ability to upload your financial information, legal documents, health documents, funeral, personal wishes. And then I'm going to show you a dashboard for Good Trust. So in this one, this is a demo account, but let me show you now that we are logged in. So this is where you would add a trusted advisor, trusted contact, your two-step authentication. It goes, will take you through the process of creating a will, uploading a signed will. So we'll get you started. Phone code passwords. Now this one says create a future message, but not necessarily upload a file for any future messages or any video files for that. Let's see. You can connect your social media accounts or your Google accounts to this vault. And I want to upload. So let's say we get started from creating a will. We'll click on that. And it'll just take you through the process. You'll fill in your information. And take you all the way through. So first it's the demographics about you, your property information, any executors, and then documents that are available for printing and signing. So under your digital vault for this account, this is where you would add any online accounts, like banking accounts, things like that, devices that will be used to access a digital vault. You have to give a device permission, documents that you'll be able to access, and trusted contacts that you will place in here to be able to access the account. I don't know about that. That kind of creeps me out a little bit, but yeah, them moving is a little creepy. But this is an option now if that is something you're interested in or just want to make a funny message. But so you can upload your photos. These are those live portraits. That's what these are that keep moving. I don't know if your loved ones will want to see that, but I've seen it quite often on social media reels, and I'm like, that looks creepy. But that is an option. So if you have some old photos that you want to maintain, you could definitely put them in here as well as part of your life stories. So each one, they offer all the encryption, but some of them offer some other features. So it'd just be a matter of what you prefer most, what you're most comfortable with, and I always say try the free versions first, see what they have to offer. And then if it's something that you think is going to be beneficial for you or your beneficiaries, talk it over with your beneficiaries or your designated individual so that both of you can, or with an advisor, to see if that is something that is feasible for you. So with all that, do I have any additional questions as it relates to digital vaults? Sir, I'll get you first, and then you, ma'am.
And just playing with the app and looking at the last one you just did, that was, I don't know if it's an annual fee or a one-time fee. It was $149 for Trustworthy, I think, the last one you just did. So I guess what I'm asking is on the free ones versus the paid ones, you know, we tend to think in America you get what you pay for, but not always. Sometimes the free ones work efficiently and you're happy with that. What's your opinion?
I think, this is just Brenda now, I'm not talking for Senior Planet. I think that I would try the free one first, and if I really like it, and if it's meeting everything that, it has to meet everything that I need for my designee, for myself, my documents, the security, I would pick one that is the easiest to operate and understand as far as a dashboard. And me, Brenda, personally, I would look at an annual membership or subscription. That's just Brenda, though.
Like you said, you're going to use up 10 items pretty quickly.
Right. You might use up 10 items very quickly. And, you know, estate planning is a huge undertaking. So this will also guide you on, you know, the best practices for your estate. Everybody's is going to look different. Some people will just have, you know, hey, I'm just going to leave a few dollars for the cat, make sure they got food. And there's some people that, you know, have an extensive family lineage that they need to get out and see who's going to be the designated executor for that. So, yes, ma'am.
One of them that you put up said co-owner. So if we're a couple and would like to save all this, is it an appropriate thing to be able to have one that just includes both of us so that we don't have to do it twice?
So that is Presidio. Share your account with the co-owner to allow automatic access and management. If you guys are going to do your estate planning together, that would be a good option. If you're like, no, I'm going to do my own estate planning, pick your own company. And make sure to put those divorce papers in the vault. Okay. The prenup, the post-nup, all the nups, put them in there, all of them. All right, and then this one looked pretty good too. I know it's not on your list, but Ironclad Family is another one. As I was researching a little bit last night, saw one that was very user-friendly. Like I said, there's multiple digital vaults products out there. Check with your financial institution, or if you have a legal advisor, first see if there are any products that they have, or if you have an account with any of these institutions, see if it's already included, maybe something that nobody's discussed or introduced. So if it's already available, try what you already have. If your institutions do not already have a digital vault option, check out some of these. You know, they're free to get started. You could also just contact these companies, send them a quick message. Usually they'll have a contact section, and it should be towards the bottom, right here. On any web page, just a quick tech tip. You could always go all the way to the bottom and click on, and you'll find a contact section on a website.
While we're chuckling a little bit, like these cryogenic places that are going to freeze dry your body and then resurrect you in the future sometime, and then next year they're out of business. What's the history of these places, and what kind of confidence that we do, should we presume that they will all still be here down the road?
So cryotherapy, has anybody tried that? I tried. Don't do it. So, the history that they have, I would say with each one of these, because these are very sensitive life documents that you are going to be entrusting to these companies. Research first. Research first. Look at reviews. Right now, I'm a big proponent for artificial intelligence. So I use a lot of AI to do my comparisons of companies and organizations, because they give me the real reviews, not the ones that are usually made up on, on a Google review. Ask it a few prompts, let it prioritize based on things that I'm going to need. So I would say, sir, do the research first. Security is the very first, deal breaker. If they don't have the right security measures, just keep going. Go on to the next one. But if they're all meeting the basics, all the security measures that needs to be in place, is protecting your privacy, then from there, really check out the reviews and what it is that they are the most or the best expert in their field. Yes, ma'am.
If we go with one of these and say we try their free product, but we decide we do not want to stick with them, how do you undo it?
Yes, I was reading one of these companies. So with your, let's say you start a digital vault, try it for 30 days, not satisfied, you can close the account, and you get because remember, these are your documents. They don't belong to these companies. So you could go ahead and close the account and get your documents, download your documents. Good question. Yeah, you could ask Alexa, but I fight with her a lot. I ask her some basic questions, and sometimes she just doesn't give me the answer I want. So I've tried to sunset Alexa, and now I'm moving on into AI. But she's trying to get better. Alexa Plus, or is it? Yeah, I think it's Alexa Plus or Alexa AI Plus now. So she's trying to be a little bit better. I would say whichever. Yeah, do a quick Google search first, then I'll go and I'll look at one of the chat bots for artificial intelligence, kind of look at any kind of feedback other real customers have given about the company and their services. Look for, all companies look at how good or how bad their customer service is. Okay, because that's going to be important. This is all digital. But when you're trying to contact somebody or you need some help, is that customer service there? And is it quality customer service? If you read those reviews and you keep seeing those 1 or 2 stars, and primarily it's as it relates to customer service, I would say move on and check another one. Okay, because that's the part that's going to frustrate you the most, the poor customer service. Any other questions? All right. Well, this is an introductory to digital vaults. We can get into this probably and talk about it all day and all into next week. So take your time with any of these products. Read a little bit. Get some feedback if you know anybody who actually has used one of these products. Kind of get their feedback as well, a real life person. And see what it is that you need specifically, okay? What's going to be the most important thing for you. So with that, I would like to one more question.
You
basic slides to somebody here at the ARC so we can get the basic slides?
The question is, can I provide the slides? Unfortunately, no, sir. They won't let me do that.
Okay.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody, so much for participating. I hope that you got some good information out of this. I'll stick around for a few more minutes if you want to discuss digital vaults a little bit more or anything else. You know, Spurs, they did good, right? They did good. They did good. They're young, and they're going to come back stronger than ever next year. I guarantee it. No, I'm just kidding. I wish I could guarantee it. We could just hope. But thank you all very much. I appreciate it.